Sick, we are live. Welcome to the Parabatai Book Club. I'm Andy.
I'm Dimitri.
I'm Darby.
And today we're going to be talking about City of Fallen Angels and Clockwork Angel. So, which one do we want to start with first?
The good one or the bad one?
I guess we can go in publication order and do Clockwork Angel first.
All right, sick. So do we? All right. So I have my lovely little notes here, as I always do, and let's start with our pre-discussion question. So, have we read the book before?
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately. This one isn't that unfortunate. What is our rating overall for Clockwork Angel?
4 stars.
4 stars.
I gave it 3.5.
Not bad.
Not bad. We are improving. This is better than our previous 2 stars that I've given. So for those of you who don't know, Clockwork Angel is the first book in the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. Thank you, Dimitri. You got me. And it's technically a prequel series to the Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite part?
Favorite part? Oh, no.
I'm drinking, by the way.
When what's his face? I keep bringing all the names. When Henry was on fire, I remember I was laughing through that part. That was just very like a lighthearted moment part, and it just made me smile. And Jessamine, she's like, "Oh, that didn't tell me how my nose was so big."
Oh, jeez. Yikes.
I just like these random humor parts.
There. I thought, honestly, I just liked all of it. I can't even pick out a part that I was like, this is the best part, because the entire time I was sitting there going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
For me, I want to say that my favorite part was the vampire, ball party thing. I really like that scene, mainly because Magnus is in it, and Magnus is a great character in both this series and the previous. So I'm like, oh wow, familiar face.
He's great. I love him.
He's great. Do we have a least favorite part?
Ooh, I don't know.
I did not like specifically whenever Will was made to be exactly like Jace.
I have notes on that. I have notes.
I was like, stop making them related. We already know they're related.
I have notes on that.
That's what I hated.
Oh, for me, I think it was the ending. I remember I didn't like it the first time. Not the ending. The ending where he pushes her away and
he's being weird and gross.
Exactly. I didn't like the first time and the second time.
Bro. For me, I'm gonna have to go with the holy water scene where they're force feeding Will holy water.
That was gross.
Gross. Favorite character?
Oh. Church.
Oh.
Yeah, Church. I'm gonna go with that too.
I like Jem a lot, actually.
I really do like Jem. But I'm not attached to. Well, this is unpopular opinion, but I'm not attached to most of the characters as the Mortal Instruments.
Valid.
I think I'm more attached to these characters than Mortal Instruments, but
Yes, Hollis, I am drinking an alcohol. It is my birthday. I'm going to celebrate. I have notes.
Force feeding someone holy water.
We'll talk about it. So, how do you think this compares to the first half of the Mortal Instruments trilogy? Because we read the first.
So much better. This is so much better.
It depends on the book.
Sure.
Yeah. As soon as this one started and it was like she shapeshifts, I was so into it, right from the start.
All right. So I feel like I should breach the subject and say that when I was originally reading this, I didn't write any notes. I just listened to it and let that wash over me. And then I was like, shit, we have a live show coming up. So I reread it by reading the fucking manga. Because I just owned this apparently. I forgot all about it. And so now we have notes. So should we get this bad boy started?
Please.
Friends?
I want to see what you have to say.
Okay. So I have to say that the first half, like not the first half, most of these quotes, like these lines, sound like quote generator bait. Like they're supposed to be like up on like a Tumblr like mood board, like underneath it, like in like italicized thing. Specifically, the one that like made me think about this was the "Don't ever question the guy who's trying to save you, even if he says the sky is purple and made of hedgehogs." And I was like, "Fuck off, fuck off." Did I still like this book? Yes. Did I think that shit is pretentious as hell? Yes, I
I
did.
don't remember though.
It was towards the beginning.
It was really bad.
It was really bad. I was like, ooh, this book is not as good as I remember it to be. Nice. Nice. Yes, there is a manga. It is not good, is all I have to say on the subject. So, as we were talking about the holy water scene, so there is a scene in which one of the characters bites a vampire, accidentally ingests some blood, and so in order to make sure that they don't turn into a vampire later when they die, they have to be force-fed holy water, essentially. So there's that whole scene, Will and Tessa kiss, right, as one does. And she's like, he tasted like holy water and blood. And so as a
That
former
was the ending of the chapter. Oh my god.
that was the end. As a former Catholic, I do have to say that holy water does have a taste, and it tastes like metal and it tastes like dirt. And that's because the water is recycled and filled as needed. That's a fun
You've
fact.
tasted holy
Sorry.
water? I have so many questions.
Not on purpose.
Okay.
Wait, how? You were force fed holy water.
I wasn't force fed holy water. I didn't find
She's been a vampire.
No,
Oh my god.
Usually these incidents happen near or around Palm Sunday where they're like blessing the entire crowd. And obviously I'm singing because my parents are making me. And so my mouth is open and the guy just like the priest just kind of flings it at you.
How was that even happen?
And it ends up in my mouth and I'm like,
I have so many questions. I was Catholic too, but none of this ever happened to me.
I think I was just like a little spicy about it. I don't know why you drank holy water on purpose, Hollis, but good for you. So this got me thinking about religion, about shadow hunters. We've talked previously about the Catholic guild.
Yeah.
Who is blessing the holy water?
It's a great question. Holy crap.
Oh, don't make me think.
Because I think that some shadow hunters would need to be priests or at least like other religious figures in order to get the holy water and all of these blessed items in bulk. Unless like you have like a back alley like
do the Silent Brothers do it, or like the Iron
I was about to say that. Probably the Silent Brothers.
They don't say. They just say that like we got them. And there's also like the kits that are in the churches and like religious sites.
So it's hundreds of years old holy water in the kit.
It's still good. It's still good. So
that's stale.
The institute is usually built on like old churches. It's possible they have a holy water fount like already there, but they would have to. I literally had to Google this. I pulled out my old catechism. I went to work. Research was done for this book. So it would have to be refilled regularly. We are talking about Clockwork Angel and City of Fallen Angels. So we're currently on Clockwork Angel. In order to like make sure that the holy water is potent, at least by like Catholic standards, there would have to be a 1-to-1 ratio of holy water to unblessed water. All right, so they would have to constantly be refilling this thing. Most of the mundane population in England would have been Anglican at the time, so the church was probably Anglican. And I could not find whether or not they had holy water. They had font water, which essentially is like the Anglican equivalent, but I couldn't figure out how it was blessed. I didn't do that much research. I just went to Wikipedia because I was like, I can't. If I go a little too into this, we're going to be here for a week. I know that Catholic churches are blessed, hence saying like the sanctified ground. But again, I couldn't find anything on Anglican churches. However, there was a chance that during the split from Catholicism into the Church of England, the Catholic churches in the area may have been repurposed into Anglican churches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I also was like, and Tessa probably also would have been Protestant because she was American and in New York.
They just shoved her in there and was like, here,
Yeah.
all this religious stuff.
Religion.
There you
go. Cassandra Clare uses the same descriptor twice.
Oh?
It's like a saw a doctor/butcher would use. It's technically not the same, but it's used to describe the same thing, which is a tooth saw used for cutting bone. I remember because I was like, twice.
Twice. I didn't even notice that.
And then this is where I get into the parallels that you were talking about, Darby, about Jason Will. This is where I get real deep into this.
Awful.
And I personally find this book so much more interesting than the original trilogy. I think that these books are...
Except the third book.
Sure, Dimitri.
I can never not defend it.
You know what? If it sparks joy for you, that's all that matters. And I think it's because I think Tessa is such a much more capable protagonist than Clary.
Oh yeah, she knows what's up.
And even when she doesn't know what's up, she asks questions.
Yes.
And doesn't take shit. Like Clary just kind of allows shit to happen to her all the damn time.
And she's in it. She's like, I'm in. We're doing this.
Tessa's great. Doing it. And I also like that while there are romantic elements to the books, it's not the purpose of the books. In my opinion, the first 3 Mortal Instruments books are romantic urban fantasy. This is just urban fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, historical fantasy.
Yeah, I like that a lot better. Dimitri was like, oh, the third person in the love triangle. And I was like, I don't even know who that is. It was at that point, I was halfway through the book and I couldn't tell you who the third love interest was.
Shit happens. And I think the reason why
Nathaniel.
This book... I mean, if Cassandra Clare had her way, might have been Nathaniel. The reason why I think these books work so much better than the first 3 is because Cassandra Clare is no longer working off of her old fan fiction. At least I think so. She doesn't.
You know what's in the vault.
Fair enough.
I think that there's just less constraints on the characters and on the story because it's not an old story that she already repurposed with a clear vision in mind. It's just a story that she's writing currently. Yeah. Though I will say that it does feel like the Mortal Instruments characters are prototypes of the Infernal Devices characters because they all fit very similar stock characters. Because we have Tessa and Clary, 2 seemingly mundane girls pulled into a world they didn't know existed, now knowing that they have
weird abilities,
rare abilities and powers. Will and Jace, a roguish bad boy with a heart of gold, wants to be with the love interest but self-sabotages. The only difference between Will and Jace is that Will lies and Jace tells the truth. That's the only real difference between the 2 of them. For Jem and Alec, they're quiet and unassuming. They aren't as tough as the main dudes. And they have a feature that separates them and makes them stand out from other shadow hunters. For Jem, it's his addiction. For Alex, it's the fact that he's gay. And Jessamine and Isabel, this one's like the most shallow analysis that I can come up with it, but it's like pretty mean girl who's secretly a badass. But they both fit that.
They do.
Oh
They
god,
do.
I hate Jessamine so much.
She's
I
a little
also hate
annoying.
Jessamine so much, but is Isabel Lightwood my favorite character? Yes. So I gotta comment on this comment. The original trilogy is based off of her Draco fan fiction. And then, like, at the end of the book, she sprinkles in the Ron Ginny one. That's a fun fact for everybody at home.
Ooh.
And yes, I agree. This can't be fan fiction without it. How do we feel about the love triangle? Darby, you were like, I don't even know who the third person is.
This just went right over my head.
How are we feeling?
Oh, thing is, weirdly, the first time I was like, Will, I ship Will and her, Will her. But now I'm like, oh, I ship her the other person more.
Oh no.
Got him.
And I hate myself for it.
Don't hate yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Ship the two. I genuinely believe that they have both Tessa and Will and Tessa and Jem have believable, clear chemistry.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now that I've noticed it.
That's such a mood though. Like I'll be reading books and I'll be like, "This is the love triangle." I'm like, "No, it isn't. No, it is not." I happen to watch a booktuber called Crimson Rogue, and in a review of Handbook for Mortals by Lanny Sarum, he's talking about love triangles, and I'm going to like kind of quote him to a degree. With Jem, everything is going right. You know, like he likes her, she likes him, they have good conversations, they're, you know, it's intelligent, it's fun, it's witty. He's receptive to her. However, Will is where all the conflict is, and therefore where all the story is. So he's going to be the one she ends up with in the end.
That's
and it's
sad.
very clear, but I still love Jem, and I think he's.
Oh, I know some spoilers, but I won't say anything.
I know it's
I haven't read
spoilers
them.
too. I know the spoilers. All I gotta say is this is technically not a spoiler, but I have to say, I think they should just be a throuple.
Yes, I like that idea.
You are
but that's too old-fashioned for it.
You are telling me that these two boys, who are spiritually connected to each other, willing to die for one another, and are interested in the same girl, are not even a little bit romantically
Like, come on. I like that idea.
It's all about the forbidden. Like, I know that technically the Parabatai aren't allowed to like date their partner, I guess, but like it's all about. Thank you, Haley. Yes, it's all about the forbidden romance. Okay, they are the blueprint. They are the mold. I do not remember much of Clockwork Prince, but I did have this question, and I didn't finish Clockwork Princess, but I had this question, and I was wondering if, since Tessa is technically a warlock, if she would be able to do other magic other than shifting.
Wait, is she a warlock? Because Magnus Bane thinks so, but I don't know.
Because she doesn't have the mark, but she has like abilities.
Oh, maybe she's another, maybe something fucked up angel demon thing that was just made.
I think she's new because I found that family tree and she was included.
Yes.
The terrible
Speaking
family
of the
tree.
family tree, should we talk about the family tree? Can we please talk about the family tree? That bitch is a wreath.
It's awful. It really sucks.
Like, they're like, it's not connected. I'm like, I see too many connections. It's a wreath. The Spanish monarchy wishes it could have this. Yes, I believe it can solve all of your problems with polyamory. Not all of them, but most of your romantic ones in books can be. Oh shit, I forgot. So I listened to the audiobook of both books, and apparently it's not pronounced Parabatai.
No, it is.
Parabatai.
No, it's
But I've
not.
heard Parabatai also. So I'm like, what is the truth?
They say Parabatai in the TV show and the movie.
Yeah.
So what is the truth, Cassandra Clare? I need to know.
That's a little frightening.
Whatever you want to be.
Okay. But yeah. The family tree scares me. It's scared. It genuine. There's too many names on there. There are too many lines.
Crisscrossing.
Crisscrossing.
It was just.
Also, if even okay, maybe arguments can be made that because it's like very, very distant relations, it does make Alex crush on
Creepy.
Jace weird.
Super creepy.
Granted, before all that he did not know because Jace was going as Jace Wayland and not Jace Herondale.
That's
It's
true.
still
Yeah.
weird, but
It's
still
her
weird.
brand.
All right, who wants to talk about the Yowie hands real quick?
Show the Yowie hands.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to know what you're talking about.
I don't. For those of you who don't know what Yowie hands are, basically there was a trend for a while. I don't know if it's still a thing where when it came to Yowie manga, they would just draw their hands larger and larger. So while I was reading the manga, I found the hands very distracting. So this is by Yen Press, which I don't know if you guys read the Maximum Ride series, but they also adapted those books into manga, and I did read them. Not recently, years ago. So this book, I don't want to be mean because the artists clearly did their best. This book is ugly. And I feel really bad. And like I don't read a lot of manga, but like I've read manga before, and this is not good quality. What the fuck is this?
Is that supposed to be Will?
Apparently this is the artist's like most popular like manga. Like so I'm like, what oh Jesus.
What does he draw regularly?
What do they draw regularly? So I have some examples of the yaoi hands. I hope it come across. It's not as bad as like other things I've seen. However, once you're aware of it, you can't unsee it. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this. It's not that noticeable in this one, but as you can see, the hilt of that dagger is too small for Jem's hands.
Okay, that's weird.
And then at first I was like, maybe it's like a perspective issue. Like maybe it's just that because like it's so like close up that like it's just whatever. But then we get a farther away shot of Jem's yaoi hands.
It's as big as his head.
I have questions. And now I'm not saying yes, what have they done to my boy? Now, I'm not saying that this is a deliberate choice, but I'm choosing to think that it is. Because, like I said, it's all about the forbidden romance.
Oh, back to one more thing. Technically, all Shadowhunters are related because they all come from Jonathan Shadowhunter.
Get out. Dimitri, get out. Circling back to, like, it's all technically, it's...
all of it.
Yeah, but yeah, I come with reference pics now. So I really want to show you like the example of yaoi hands I got from the internet because it does look like it could be Will and Jem like yelling at each other. But I don't know how to do this the share screen, and also I don't want you to see how many tabs I have open on my computer right now.
There's a button at the bottom.
We're moving on. We're already done. In the manga, also, when his name was Jonathan Shadowhunter. So put that in your crack pipe and smoke. Oh my god, it was wild. Yes, they do. They do. And also you can marry a mundane and they can get turned. That is also a thing. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. In the manga, whenever Tessa changes, it changed her clothes too, but only when it's convenient.
That's weird.
So like there's a scene there's like the first couple of scenes where she's changing and it's like it's her body and her clothes. And then when she changes into Jessamine, it's the same thing. She changes her clothes too. But then later in the manga, she transforms, keeps her clothes. That's a plot hole.
But that's like a huge thing in the book is that she's like, I can't change into that form because my clothes are too small or too big, right? Like that happens a lot.
I literally have that as a note. Like, I said mentions her clothes being uncomfortable when transforming into Camille, decided to turn into Jessamine rather than Charlotte because Charlotte's frame wouldn't fit her clothes.
Literally,
truth? What is the truth? Hollis, I would love to see Jonathan Sims and Jonathan Shadowhunter fight. I'm not gonna lie, Shadowhunter would win because Jonathan Sims is a little bitch boy. In the manga, the Stelias are closer to wands than they are to the slightly thicker and longer pen.
Oh.
Harry Potter reference? Who knows?
Probably.
Oh my
At this
God.
point, it all is Harry Potter.
If I really tried hard enough, I could probably link everything back to Harry Potter.
Oh, you definitely could. You have the motivation for it.
I do have the motivation. I did not like that Tessa was fun, cute, quirky because she reads. I get that Jessamine is the only woman that, of age woman that Jem and Will have interacted with outside of Charlotte. And I get that she doesn't like to read, but holy shit, my guy.
It was very weird.
Go outside, touch some grass. In reference to, in perspective of the book, I would say that the manga sucks. It cuts out all the unnecessary stuff, which is fine, but, you might as well just read the book as all of the dialogue is verbatim. It's also not historically accurate. Correct. I actually wrote that down. At the time, according to this thing that I read, it said 1 in 4 Americans were illiterate, so that means 3 in 4 were illiterate in the 1800s. I read that. That's a number. But yeah, so when you read the manga and somebody says this profound bullshit, oh yes, what are we made of but not stardust and molecules? It's now that you see a face reading it and the face looks like this, it's incredibly jarring. Just read the book.
It's really funny.
This was a 2-star. Just on the basis of this was not very good.
Fair than
really
Fallen
funny.
Angels.
Yeah, let's move on to City of Fallen Angels. We have 30 minutes. Ooh boy.
On to the next one. This guy.
Oh god.
Terrible cover.
I need more alcohol.
Don't hate
I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Oh, my cover's better. The one with Lizzie on it.
Yeah, I don't like this cover at all. It looks awful. I've had this forever.
You have the original cover, right?
Yep.
I will have to say, I'm sorry if you can just hear me off screen. I will have to say, the new cover is nice.
Yes.
The new covers for these books are a lot nicer, and I like that my girl Izzy finally getting her dues on that on that cover, because she wasn't on the cover for all of those books.
Yep.
Makes me mad. All right, let's chat, friends. I have more alcohol. Let's roll. So, pre-discussion questions. Have you read the book before?
No.
I realized 90% of the way through, I think I finished it the first time. I don't remember finishing, but I think I did.
Honestly, though, if that were me too, I would also just
block out from memory.
Repress that shit. Repress it. Yes, I had read it. I read this in middle school. What's that rating, boys?
I gave it a 3.
Darby gave it a 3. Dimitri?
Oh, I didn't rate it yet.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to hear about that. I gave this 1 star.
Oh, jeez.
I literally want to DNF it, but I'm just being too harsh.
High key, DNF.
Do it.
Do it,
It's not
Dimitri.
worth it.
Things I read the summary, so I feel like I know everything that happened. Like I read like the first half of it, and
Yeah.
I got it, and I read the summary. And I was like, okay, I know what happened. So I feel like I can continue on like reading it and like not be bothered if I don't finish this book.
Probably.
Yeah, you
I
you
still
you are
want it
not
to
missing
count towards
shit.
my Goodreads goal.
Oh,
That's
fair.
fair. That's fair. I have thoughts. I have
Which
thoughts
are
and feelings, and they're not good thoughts and feelings. This book, I feel like I need to give some backstory to this book. So technically, this book came after Clockwork Angel, hence why we read the 2 of them together. And the first 3 books of the Mortal Instrument series were supposed to be a damn done deal. That was going to be it. That was going to be the end of the series,
yeah.
end of everything. And honestly, I would prefer those stories had they just stayed in that
Stopped.
trilogy.
Stay over there. No more.
But they
Exactly.
didn't. But they didn't. So now we have this. And it does feel like everything is tacked on. Everything is so contrived and dumb. And I hated every second of it. I'm not even going to go with favorite part because I did not have one.
Oh, I did.
Oh, tell me all about it.
So what?
Jace in the grocery store was really fucking weird.
With the mango just being like a fucking
What is
loser.
this? It's a mango.
I've never seen it not cut before.
So
White boy having his mango pre-cut for him?
Yeah, pretty much. That was my
Accurate.
favorite.
Oh my god.
Favorite character?
Oh, I felt like I didn't like anyone in this book so far.
Fair enough.
Alec did really well towards the very end.
Oh,
I am-
Alex actually in it? I thought he was on vacation. That's all I remember.
He shows up. He
He
shows up.
shows up. But he does some really good growth in the part that he's in. So,
I
I
have thoughts.
remember him being petty. I remember him something
super
about
petty.
he finds out that Camille and Magnus dated, which we find out in Clockwork Angel.
Yep.
And then he gets like pissed or something.
Yeah.
He gets pissed that his, hundreds of year old boyfriend has exes.
Yes.
Whatever. Favorite character? As always, Isabel Lightwood.
She does good.
Isabel Lightwood
True.
Stan account. You can at me on that. Love her. How do you think this compares to the first 3 books of the original
Oh,
trilogy?
downhill.
Downhill. Yeah, definitely. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, correct. All right, let's jump right in.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I rated first time reading Clockwork Angel, I rated 5 stars. Second time, 4 stars.
Fair. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we open up the book with Simon and Isabel having their weird date, right? I lied. This is my favorite scene in the book, mainly because of the ending, where like we get some like vampire angst from Simon that we haven't gotten before.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm willing. We get confirmation that because Simon is Jewish, he's not affected by crosses as much.
Yeah.
He's
Simon
not-
actually does really good. Other than his girlfriend issues, he does all right.
I'm shocked he's actually like a main character now.
Yeah, I am shocked and happy. I mentioned that I really like the narrator's voice because in the audiobook for this book, there are 2 narrators, technically a third one for some reason. There was one narrator who did the Latin bits for the girl narrator.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
That is a little weird, yeah.
Simon is a bastard in this book. He's kind of a
Just
dick.
at the beginning, for sure. I literally, my notes, the first thing I wrote was, Simon, no. You can see that. Like,
Here's the thing, like later on he tries to like justify it being like we didn't say we were exclusive, this, that, and the third. Isabel treats it like a game, so I treat it like a game. I feel like Isabel at the very least wouldn't care if he was seeing other people if one, it wasn't anyone she knew, And 2, he didn't lie about it. Like, she told him that, yeah, I'm gonna go see another guy later tonight. Like,
she outright tells him that, like, word for word, too.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go see so-and-so later this week. Like, I was like, yes, we love open communication. We love telling our partners what's happening.
But no, Simon doesn't get it.
Most of my notes was Simon is a bastard.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. The idea of different religious symbols only affecting vampires when they like died, if they were of that religion, is actually really interesting and a very good world building thing. And you don't see it in a lot of other like vampire media. So
it's cool.
Neat. So that was chapter 1. That was my notes for chapter 2. Simon is a bastard. I also really hated that the Simon's band can't pick a name joke is still a thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate it. It was like fun, cute, quirky the first time. It isn't anymore.
Like, they've grown up now. Let them continue.
Like, I wish that was a point. Like, if it was like, oh yes, now that I'm a vampire, I've grown up, I've fought and killed people now, I drink blood. I think that I'm an adult. I'm growing up. We're picking a band name. I think
it's only been like 2 months since all 3 books happened,
right?
Jesus Christ! I didn't think about that.
It's been not that long.
16.
Y'all are children.
Yeah.
Y'all are children.
I mean, he's now 16 forever, though.
Yes.
And he does complain about being short forever, which I thought was really funny.
I do like the vampire angst.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes. Tell me about how he's going to live forever, because not only is he a daylighter, he is a vampire and has the mark of Cain. He can't be killed. Like,
yeah.
Tell me all about it. I love that he's like,
annoyed.
The half company is Magnus. Like, tell me all about it.
That was great when he's like, just us for the next couple 100 years. I was like,
Magnus was like, you better start getting comfortable with me now, my guy.
That's really funny.
It's gonna be a long millennia.
Literally.
I am still so pissed at Clary for her like wish to bring back Jace at the end of the third book.
I'm over it.
You're over it.
You're over it. It's the reason this book had so many issues.
It is the reason why this book has so many goddamn issues.
Jace's dreams.
We'll talk about Jace's dreams because that gets on my goddamn nerves.
Yeah, he needs to chill.
The amount of I'm not like other girls bullshit in this book. Can we unpack that for a second? Because there are literally, quite literally, lines of Clary's not like the other girls, or unlike other girls, or we get it. She's fun, cute, weird, quirky because she likes art and doesn't dress nice.
Yeah. I'm over it. I can't deal with it anymore.
I also love that they keep bringing up the fake incest. Like, ha ha ha, you thought that you guys were related. Stop bringing it up.
Stop, yeah.
What they actually do?
Yes, they keep being like, oh my god, it's so funny that you guys thought you were siblings. Tee hee hee.
Oh, to each other? Or someone said that?
I think that Jason Clary brought it up, and I'm like, y'all are gross. That sounds like a kink now.
Yeah.
Watch it be they low-key wanted each other more when thought they were siblings, and now they just don't want each other anymore.
That's basically what happened in this book. It was gross.
Oh my god.
Jace was like, I can't be around her. Bye.
Stop. Chapter 3, I have one note. It says Kyle, ? And then it's another bullet point that says evil? ?
Oh, this Kyle shit pissed me off. I know. I remember it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
I said, why does Jace have to do the recap? I thought it was super weird was from his point of view.
Yeah.
Is she frozen on your head?
Yes.
Oh no!
Like, okay, we're back. My Wi-Fi is tanking.
Oh, no.
It's fine. We're all good. It's Gucci. Chapter 4, Jace is homophobic, confirmed.
Oh, what'd he do?
Yeah.
He was like, talking about how they were going to hire a new instructor for Clary because.
Oh yes.
And then she was like, you need to stop making out with me while I'm teaching you, because then I'm just going to like Pavlov you into making out with your instructor. And I don't want you doing that with him. And Clary's like, what if it's a lady? And she's like, well, and then he's like, well, as long as I can watch you guys make out, that's fine. I'm like, wow, Jace.
It's gross.
Homophobic.
It's really nasty.
I want a shirt that says Jace homophobic confirmed.
That's really funny.
Stop with the I'm not like other girls. And I said, bitch, shut up. That's so mean. It makes her feel less like a girly girl.
Yeah.
Cool. This point just says sunlight ? And it was because Simon was like, oh yeah, like all downworlders and shadow hunters have a certain smell depending on who they are. So like I think he said that like the Fae smell like dead roses or like dead flowers. Werewolves smell like lemon. And then he said shadow hunters smell like sunlight.
I have a question about that then. Then how come he doesn't know Kyle?
I literally have that as a note. I said,
smell them.
Should have been able to smell Jordan.
Why is he so stupid?
Why is he dumb?
Oh.
Didn't have any real notes for chapter 6. Chapter 7. This is when we find out about the Praetor Lupus. So in this book, the Praetor Lupus is like an organization of downworlders, specifically vampires and werewolves, and also occasionally warlocks who don't know that they're warlocks. Like after they're either infected or they find out about their status as a werewolf, vampire, warlock, they're like brought into the Praetor Lupus to like help them. And it's because apparently becoming a downworlder can make you abusive.
What? Wait, what?
They say like, oh yeah, like specifically Jordan Kyle. If you hear us saying Jordan and Kyle, it's because they use both in the story.
That's his full name. Jordan Kyle.
2 last names. No, 2 first names. So they're like, yeah, like when you turn for the first time, or like when you have like the bloodlust for the first time, or you find out you're a warlock for the first time, like, you know, you can get angry and like lash out. And
are they excusing abuse?
I was like, wow, that's really fucked up considering most of the main downworlders are not white. Sorry, my note says, pack it up, Stephanie Myers.
Oh my god.
Real quick, does sunlight even have a smell? Is that just something I've never noticed? No, it doesn't, because it's light, and light doesn't have scent. It's just something that people do in books for some reason.
Or the taste of sunlight or something like.
Yeah.
I want to know what sunlight smells like. Now I'm curious. Damn. Chapter 9. This and a bunch of them are abuse victims. Tell. Amen.
That's the truth.
Literally the truth. Literally the truth. The literal truth. Chapter 9, all I said is Maya/Izzy. That's my new ship now.
Yes! I'm down.
Friendship with Clare and Izzy has ended. Maya and Izzy is now now my new best friend. Because they were like, actually, fuck you, Simon. Yeah. I just wanted to be like, fuck you, Simon. We're together now. I wanted it so badly. But then we got Isabel Lightwood heterosexual confirmed, and I was upsetting.
Oh, wow. What happened? What was the line?
She was like, Maya looks really hot tonight. Not that I go for girls. And I was like...
She said no homo.
She really said no homo.
That's really
She
funny.
said nice ass, no homo. Chapter 10 is where I get a lot of, like, holy shit, this was not a good allegory. This is not a good, like, storyline involving the Praetor Lupus. Because this is where we finally get to learn a little bit more about Jordan Kyle and Maya's backstory together. Because Simon says this about Jordan, basically being like, yeah, like I have a history with Maya. She's a survivor. This is verbatim. She's a survivor. She didn't let that wreck her. A lot of people would have. I'm sorry. Are we victim? Like, are we like really like blaming people for their abuse and not being able to leave abusive situations?
This is not good.
Problematic.
Problematic. We get this line. I didn't think she'd hate me. This is from Jordan about Maya. And my thing just says, you abused her? And this is where I have this point. She didn't know that Jordan couldn't control it. All she knows is that one day on a dime, he just started hurting her and being abusive. I would be pissed as fuck if I saw my abusive ex knowing that he deliberately gave me lycanthropy.
Yeah.
Even if
Oh
he
my God.
couldn't control it, he didn't know, like, he still bit her.
He should stay far away. And he specifically took Simon's case because she was mentioned in the notes. And that irritates me.
That irritates me to no end. And so this thing reminds me a lot of, we're bringing it back to Harry Potter, you guys, about the book's like fan fiction origins, because a lot of people see lycanthropy. I don't remember if J.K. Rowling expressly said this or if this was just a lot of like fan theory, but lycanthropy is supposed to like mimic HIV/AIDS in the story. So the fact that Maya was deliberately infected, same brain cell, Haley, same brain cell. And then it just really hurt. I was like, holy shit. And again, she's black. Like, a white man did this to her.
Yeah.
Love it for me. My last note for this chapter is Clizzy, Clizzy, Clizzy. As in Clare and Izzy, because it's the scene where they're fighting the demon in the church. And I was like, yeah.
Nice.
Some girl gang time.
I was like, okay, maybe that was my favorite scene. I really enjoyed that a lot.
I did also enjoy that scene because I was like, wow,
I can't enjoy fighting scenes.
Clary being a capable fighter.
Yeah.
Holding her own. Love that for me.
Great. And she's not been training for 2 months.
And she managed to kill it on her own, and Izzy was like, damn, girl.
Right? So good.
Oh, Joanne did explicitly say that. Love that for my memory. I want to repress it forever. Chapter 12 opens with actually straight people deserve nothing. Because it opens with that weird, not necessarily a sex scene.
It's very weird.
Almost, I read about that. I read something Clary and Jace have an intimate moment, and I was like, did they have sex or no?
No, they don't.
No.
It's like that, like, get as close as possible, but don't. Get really close, but don't. And this is where I literally said, Clary, Jace might be low-key abusive, because he was like they're kissing, clothes are coming off. I feel like I need to turn myself in. I feel uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
I have that thing on like 2.5 times speed to like speed it up because I don't like it. And then he like pulls out a knife and like cuts her arm. And he's like, oh my God, I can't control it. Every time I dream about like this, I hurt you.
It's almost like he's cock blocking himself.
Yeah. But also in a terrible way. And like, again, I get that this isn't his fault. Stop. Haley. Haley, no.
Oh my God, really?
I don't even want to look at that right now.
No.
Like, I get that it isn't his fault in the same sense of like Jordan doesn't know what the hell is like, doesn't know what's going on, but I feel like he needs to take some responsibility in this situation because it wasn't a dream. If it had just been another dream sequence, I would have been like, Mans needs to go to therapy because clearly there's something wrong.
But nope.
No, this was real life. He just
it's Jordan or Jace? I'm confused now.
This was Jace. I said Jordan because like in the same sense that it wasn't his fault that he did that to Maya.
Oh.
We should just get rid of all the men.
All men. Sorry, Dimitri. Sorry, me.
Oh.
Fair enough. Chapter 14. This is where I actually start talking about this because like if my partner was dreaming about murdering me during intimate situations, I would be worried. I would definitely help, as Clary attempted to, but I would be a little put off about being with them alone in certain situations until they were actively seeking treatment.
Yeah.
Like, just Clary just being alone with Jace just starts. I'm like, honey, no, you're 16, baby girl.
Like, she's not technically allowed to be alone with him in the first place, and yet she does it all the time, and then he also just does this shit, and it's a disaster.
Chapter 15. We're speeding through this because oh god.
It's terrible. We need to get
terrible.
it
done. Chapter 15, this is where I'm like, actually all of these relationships suck ass because we get Alec being like weirdly biphobic / weirdly slut-shamey to his boyfriend. And I was like, honey, he's was clearly not straight, but he was clearly also not gay. He was bi / pan. Like, he's not.
He's also hundreds of years old.
He's also hundreds of years old. Of course, he had a boyfriend and a girlfriend and a partner before you.
Yeah.
Get jiggy with it, man.
It's like, you liked Jace before. He doesn't hold that against you.
Thank you. Gosh. And then this is where we get that scene where Simon's like, you should go talk to Jordan. Like, he's really like beating himself up about everything he's done to you. And I'm like,
Simon,
good.
no.
Because we are not telling a black woman to go back to her abusive white ex-boyfriend. I am not having it. I don't want it. Jordan can work on himself all he wants. He can go to hell and back to seek forgiveness. But Maya does not need to forgive him for shit, and she doesn't have to be the one to absolve him of anything. He honestly, like you said, Darby, he should have let her go, and the Praetor Lupus really should have stepped in when he took this case specifically because of Maya.
Yeah, should have been like, that's your past, then you were a dick. Just stay away from that altogether. They shouldn't even offered him the case or whatever.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
No.
It really feels like this was a Band-Aid solution and that he never got the help he needed. It feels like he was just pretending just so he can get back together with Maya.
In my opinion, I think that basically Cassandra Clare is basically just trying to make them get together just so Simon and Izzy can get together, basically.
Probably. Because we need to have our heterosexual ships and our one gay ship.
Ugh. No variety.
No variety.
Wait, what's weird is I know that there are a lot of gay ships later on. So but still takes place in the past. So like, how does the line exactly continue? Do they like adopt so they can continue the line?
I guess adoption, you would have to adopt and then like hope for the best that your kid is worthy of being a shadow hunter. Because otherwise, oh boy.
I mean, at least it would add some new blood into
more plot holes.
Pair the spare. No, I mean accurate, but also no. Chapter 16. Let Clary die is all I have to say on that. This is where we find out that Camille is working with Lilith, that Lilith was the bad guy all along. She wants to bring back Sebastian. In order to do so, she needs to have Simon drink Sebastian's blood and give him some of his blood, and Jace needs to be there because he's the counterbalance. When they said that too many damn times in the audiobook that it just lost meaning to me. Like, counterbalance. Like, fuck off. And this is when I got to thinking, because the only reason why, like, Jace was doing this, had the fucking, like, obedience rune thing, was because he never got these protection, like, after he was brought back from the dead, he never got these protection rituals. Clary has never gotten those done before.
Yeah, right?
No, maybe I was also thinking about that. Wait.
Same with Will, actually. Now that I think about it, because Will wasn't, even though he's a shadow hunter, he wasn't brought up as a shadow hunter. His parents left before they were born.
There's a lot of holes in that theory.
Plot holes.
So many.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever. Also, Clary, honey, I get that you're in love. It's been 2 months. I understand. You are willing to get a permanent rune on your... This is worse than just getting your partner's name tattooed on you. A permanent rune on your body without knowing what it was, without double checking to make sure that he wasn't lying.
At your mom's engagement party.
At your mom's engagement party.
Wait, explain.
So
what?
Jace shows up at the engagement party after he claims that he got the protection rituals done because they were like, oh, the protection rituals we did on you as a baby are gone now because you died and came back to life. So we'll redo them. So the Silent Brothers were like, okay, we're going to do it. It's going to be great. So later on, Jace comes back and Clary's like, oh, I thought it was going to take a lot longer. And he was like, no, it happened really quickly. All this stuff. Anyway, hey, girlfriend of mine at your mom's engagement party, I want to be with you forever. Let's get these permanent runes etched onto our bodies to signify our love. And she just does it.
We don't know. He never does it.
He did. It was like an obedience rune, essentially.
Oh, I thought it was just to make her pass out for like half an hour.
It could have been a passed out rune. I don't remember. But either way, very dumb decision. Did not like.
Yep.
And that's that chapter is also the one where we get Maya looks so hot right now, actually, but I'm not gay. Sure, Isabel. Whatever. Final thoughts, because that's all I have. The book ends with Sebastian coming back to life because Jace is stupid, and even though they managed to stop the ritual from happening, Jace goes back and does it anyway.
Because he's a stupid idiot.
I hate books that do that where they're like, oh, we stopped it. We stopped the evil. We did the thing. We did it. And it's like, ha, psych, no, because the last possible second, we're going to fuck shit up. It's going to be bad again. And yes, like clicker training your dog. Permanent.
Thing is, I didn't know Sebastian died. I thought he would live because they left it very open-ended that he might have lived. So apparently he died.
He's in stasis.
Thanks to Lilith.
She preserved him as he was, which was dead.
But not decaying.
Yeah.
But his hair dye came out.
Yeah, but his hair. Well, he got rid of it before. Remember, he was before big. I'm actually Jonathan. Things.
I don't.
Because remember, they're like his hair is so pale.
She literally described him like Snow White, just with lighter hair. It was exactly Snow White in the casket thing, to pale with red lips, like the exact.
But he's born that Snow we should kick him.
Right.
Oh Jesus. So, final thoughts on these books before we wrap up and go.
First one, second one.
I'm genuinely excited to read the rest of the Infernal Devices books. I have no recollection of them. Because I remember liking Clockwork Angel, but I don't remember anything else. I am not excited. Not even a little bit for the rest of the Mortal Instruments.
What comes after this one? Lost Souls?
I think so.
Heavenly Fire.
Yeah. Lost Souls is going to be a pain.
Oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Better get that audiobook.
It's a huge...
Yikes is right.
Final thoughts, # fucking yikes on bikes, my guys.
That's great.
Right. Well, if that's all we have to say on these books, thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate it.
Wait, let's reach the 1 hour mark so my anxiety can come down.
Really appreciate everyone coming out. I hope that everyone has a good night, good weekend, get some sleep. Literacy, and the moral of this story was literacy was a mistake. We should go back to learning about Bible stories from stained glass. Yes.
I like that.
That's a joke. We should learn nothing.
Wait, right. One question. Was so Camille's evil?
No.
I don't know.
It's like she was doing it to get back at her clan because she's the rightful clan leader, and it's like, but she's sided with a demon. So what is the truth?
We don't know.
We don't know. All right. See you guys.
Bye.